In this video on Exoprimal, I want to talk about the 10 new variant alpha suits that are coming to the game on the 16th of August. Now, this is going to be during the Title 1 update that's going to bring these new sets or these new loadouts to play the current exosuits that exist in the game. So these variant suits are alpha versions of the existing ones, such as Deadeye and Zephyr. We're actually going to go in detail and read how these suits will change based on these alpha versions. Let's start out with Deadeye. Now, this Deadeye is going to be called Alpha Burst Fire. This Deadeye features a shotgun with a short-range spread that switches to a 5-shot burst when aiming down the sights. So instead of a normal assault rifle, you're going to be running around with a shotgun. This pair of mechanisms offers different ways to attack the enemy from any distance. It seemingly gives you a lot more AoE than you had otherwise. If we go look at Zephyr's alpha version, he's going to be called the Energy Chakram. Now, the interesting thing about this Zephyr is that he's going to be ranged focused almost. This Zephyr shoots energy halos from the chakrams on his arms that tear through faraway foes. Its attack power is going to increase when you're at a suitable range. So make sure you actually maintain your distance from the enemy, because now as a Zephyr player, you're going to be shooting these beams from a distance, which is actually super cool. I'm really excited to see how the new Zephyr is going to play. Maybe people won't be so mad with the Zephyr players. Roadblock is going to be having an Alpha Fortress Shield kind of variant. Now this Roadblock is still going to be tanky. He's going to be able to place down shields, and he also comes with an arm-mounted shotgun. That's right, more shotguns for this game, because it looks like all the alphas are going to have shotguns. And this one is going to fire waves of buckshot. So the shield on its arm can draw enemies' attention. So you have your taunt, but this time you're using the shield. I'm not sure if the ability is much like how it currently is. And then you can burst take out your surrounding foes before recovering. So in a sense, instead of doing your shield bash, you're probably just going to shoot them with the shotgun on your arm. For Witch Doctor, we're getting the Alpha Duality Beam. And this Witch Doctor is going to be able to fire energy beams that heal allies or harm enemies, depending on who you're aiming at. The longer you hold this beam on an enemy, the more it will heal over time or do damage over time. So the longer you're pointing this at something, the more effective it's going to be. That's quite interesting. A Witch Doctor that finally has a nice ranged attack instead of having to stand in front of the enemy being like, blah, 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 please die. Moving on to one of my favorites, we have the alpha variant of Barrage, which is going to be called Rocket Hop. This barrage comes equipped with a rocket launcher that can be charged to deal more damage and generate larger explosions. Just what Barrage needed, more explosions. That's exactly what I was feeling every time I play him. More explosions, dude. He's got the most already. Charged rockets boast outstanding destructive force, so you can charge them, and you can also use the blast to jump higher, allowing you to attack from the air. So I wonder if you just able to shoot downwards, and instead of using your mines, you can just shoot yourself in the air and kind of play like Rays from Valorant, where you just throw those things and boing, and then you're up in the air, and then you can just shoot downwards. I think Vigilant probably has the most insane changes overall. Vigilant is going to have the alpha variant called Marksman. This Vigilant employs a semi-automatic rifle, so tap, 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 tap kind of bullets, for a barrage of single-fire projectiles. In addition, 1 out of every few shots is actually going to pack an extra punch, so while you're not going to have that sniping mode, you're kind of more just using a rifle that's just 1 shot per bullet, but one of those bullets is really strong. It's also easier to maneuver this one than the standard Vigilant, which offers versatility in a variety of circumstances. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but it sounds like you can move around a lot faster or have some kind of mobile boost to you. Marissa May, or also known as the Alpha Frostglaive, this one comes with a freezing counterattack. So when you guard and you block attacks, this will turn it into energy, which you can unleash as ground-based waves of ice that are able to freeze enemies in their tracks, opening them up for attacks. So basically, the more you block, you can unlock attacks, use the attacks, it CCs them, the enemies can't move, the rest of the team just eats them. So it means the Marissa May is going to be quite strong if this is played effectively. I can see that already. Skywave's alpha form is going to be called the Thunderclap. This Skywave calls down lightning from above to paralyze foes. So it's going to paralyze them, much like how Witch Doctor is based off kind of paralyzes enemies so that they can't move. You can also charge a targeted high-powered bolt as well, letting you choose between hampering enemy movement or focusing on offense. So you can do damage or kind of just make it so hard for the enemies to actually move around, I guess. That's very vague. I wonder what they entirely mean by that. Krieger is going to be using the Charge Shotgun, the second, third, fourth shotgun in the game at this point. This Krieger makes use of a chargeable shotgun, so you can charge the shotgun and then kaboom for a wide range scatter shot, as well as a compressed fire options. Interesting. Compressed fire not only sends small dinosaurs flying, but will also damage other foes that they collide with. So it kind of sounds like a knockback attack where it's just going to push enemies back into each other. So maybe for like those large groups of enemies that are attacking a Krieger, they can just kind of like boof, and then they all kind of like hit enemies and do a lot more damage, more so than actually like tanking damage. You seem to be more focused on standing in the front lines and just shooting everything. Sounds cool. And finally, we have Nimbus Double Barrel. That's very interesting looking. I kind of preferred how her original one looks like, but she does look kind of cool with this one too. I like the pistols. They look odd. This Nimbus uses two types of shotguns, another shotgun, one for offense and one for recovery. That's a recovery shotgun for you. Projectiles have a sizable spread, and their true value is displayed when you dive in and unleash the whole volley at close range. So the closer you are, the more effective your shotgun's going to be for doing damage, as well as obviously for healing. I mean, your friend standing next to you shooting with a healing shotgun is going to come in handy really well. And like I said, this is going to be part of title update number 1, which is going to be available for download on August 16th. And that is going to add these 10 alpha variant suits to provide more ways to play the game. So that gives you like 20 different classes, essentially. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.